How are you? So, the internet went out today, and I've been dealing with this for a little bit, but I figured maybe instead of spending the gorgeous day outside, as it is probably about 50 degrees, that maybe we could spend it inside doing something a little different. So, I got this coloring book, and the adult coloring thing has certainly taken off in the, last 3 or 4 years. So I haven't been able to sit down and color in a while. I've had this tropical fish coloring book for about 2 years now. And I have only ever started just this one page. So everything else is blank, and I figured I should probably finish that fish at some point. So, the fish that I was coloring is called a regal angelfish. And a lot of these fish are angelfish, or we have a couple odd ones like the Picasso fish, or a lionfish. And in this book, it gives pictures of what they're supposed to look like on the front and back covers. And a little bit of a foreword that says, "When you open your eyes in the warmer parts of the world's oceans, green anemones, blue shrimp, and purple corals appear, as do the most marvelous fish. Tropical water may not be as warm as your bath, but it's close, somewhere between 75 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit, or 24 to 26.5 degrees Celsius, which makes it nice to swim among schools of angelfish and butterfly fish until the suns go down. The 22 kinds of fish in this book are found in the Indian and Pacific Oceans, and most of them prefer shallow water near coral reefs, which provide both food and hiding places. Imagine floating with a snorkel and mask as you add some color to the outlines in this book. On the last page, which is blank, add your own picture of a fish or 3. And this was published by the Sierra Club. So what I have to color these fish in now, this might be a little noisy, but I have all sorts of colored pencils. In this cute little bucket. So we have different colors like pinks, or there's a couple yellows, some greens, reds, blues, coral, royal purple, dusty rose, ivory, baby blue, orange. So, what I've been using for my regal angelfish is this royal purple. And it looks like I've been using a little bit of this blue. And this one is just a touch lighter. Looks like I've been using a gold and a couple medium blues, it looks like. So, in the original picture, it has a gold fish with white stripes and blue stripes and kind of purple and blue on the back. So, it looks like what I did lately is color in the back parts and on its fins. So I think we'll start with that. Alright, adjust a bit. There we go. Okay. Looks like the outside are some of this lighter blue color. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that. I've never seen the ocean before, but I've always wanted to. I've never gotten a chance to. I'm, in the landlocked Midwest. Haven't been many places anyway. Never seen a desert or the mountains. And most assuredly, not the ocean. I really wanted to go at some point this year, but we'll see how that works out. Okay, looks like the bottom outside are this color as well. And looks like these stripes at the bottom here are the same color. looks like they're all this kind of royal purple on the outsides of these little stripes and patterns on the back of the fish. So I'm going to go ahead and deepen that color. So I haven't been able to really, do any research or make up much for future videos. As I had said before, my internet has been out for a while. I think we're switching the modem today. It was quite odd because it would only happen on the weekends, and then it started happening more and more frequently. So we decided to just, finally call them instead of sticking it out, which is not what we should have done, but, we should have called them in the first place. But we're switching out the modem today. They said that the modem is bad. So hopefully I will have internet after that. I have quite a few ideas for some future videos. I've had sort of a streak of inspiration, if you will. And I've been doing a lot lately with it, a lot more drawing. So I made a card for Valentine's Day and I painted that, and my boyfriend's birthday is coming up real quick, so I drew him a card. And I started getting back into coloring, which is really neat. Partially it has to do with the weather, I went to the Botanical Center in town yesterday, and there was some sand in the middle of the floor, and there was a koi pond right next to it, and I just sat in the pile of sand and just laid there. And with the sun playing out of the roof and the windows, and the sand was warm, and it reminded me of, I've never been on a beach before, an actual beach. I've been on sandbars, but not a beach. So it reminded me of what a beach would feel like if I'd ever been on one. Okay. So now I got the back part colored in, and I think I'm gonna fill in with this medium blue. Oh yes, that's much better. So it's given me kind of a new stroke of motivation, I guess you could say. Been doing a lot of research on different topics, and hopefully I'll have a couple medical role plays coming here soon, and I want to do a big trigger video here soon. There we go. So there should be a good amount of activity here soon. I'm trying to make sure that I keep up with, with not burning myself out, and I work on, making sure I have quality content rather than just stuff that gets me through the week. And I've been trying really hard to do that, so, all killer, no filler. There we go. Okay, and outside could be a little more blue. I love fish. I really adore, you know, how colorful they can be, you know, and for what reason do they need to be so colorful? You know, they're down in the dark, but I know there's, you know, obviously a reason for it, but just to think that, you know, these creatures exist, and it's so mind-blowing, you know, it's just humbling that to be on this earth with all these different creatures. You know, it's some kind of privilege, you know, to know that these things exist. I'm gonna give this guy some more definition on his stripes. So I thought about, you know, doing the camera angle more so that you could watch me draw, but I tend to be all over the place, and it's really hard to film like that with my particular setup. So I think maybe in the future I can do something like that, but right now it just wouldn't work out as well as I would want it to. And I'm just trying my hardest to you know, not bite off more than I can chew, and make sure that, you know, I'm doing what I am capable of, so that I'm proud of the work that I'm doing, not trying to go above and beyond with something that I know I wouldn't be able to do successfully. You know, there are time and place to experiment with new things, but, you know, if you know that it's going to be quite difficult to get a quality result, you know, I would rather practice that on my own time instead of, you know, doing something that I'm putting out to the world. You know, I want this kind of stuff to be enjoyable. Okay. Alright, we are going to make his stripes a little more blue. It's a blue cat. So, I don't know about y'all, but the weather here has been just absolutely insane. You know, it's kind of a teaser for spring. I've wanted to spend more time outside, but it's been so windy. And kind of had a lot going on, which is funny because when I started this channel, I had absolutely nothing going on, ever. But now, just as I need time to, you know, do this stuff, I suddenly have stuff to do, which is fine. And, you know, I make the time to make things, and to make things for you guys. Because this is kind of my pride and joy, you know. And I'm proud to spend this time with y'all. Okay. So we colored in the stripes a little bit more, and this is a little more deeper. So I'm gonna color in the bottom, I think. We're gonna go back to that royal purple. So I'm really hoping here soon that I can work on a couple medical role plays and a couple role plays that I want to keep to myself for now. And I've been trying to do the research on these because I like to be quite thorough in these things. So as soon as I get my internet back, I can do much more. I've already got a couple things typed up to help me out. So I don't use scripts. At the very most, I will use bullet points like people, do in speeches. But I can't really read from a script, and things feel much more natural when I'm able to talk to you guys like I actually speak. Although I was talking to someone, over the last couple days, and he said that I have a very odd way of speaking, and like I jut out my jaw when I pronounce my R's, and I sing a lot of country music, and he said the accent that you put on when you're singing that music is how you actually talk. So that was a little surprising. I had never thought about the way that I talked, but when I'm on this channel, I try to make my words much more clear, and otherwise I have a very thick, not drawl, but my words run together quite a bit. And while I'm kind of watching how I speak, and I speak very fast usually, so it tends to be somewhat hard to understand to someone who isn't used to hearing me talk. And I don't do that on purpose. I could, be a little more mindful of it. However, most people that I talk to enjoy it. They find it different, but not in a bad way. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about lately, is just, that the way that I speak, and if I want to, try to change the way that I speak, or if I want to just keep doing as I do. I think when I'm more in a business or work environment, my voice is quite often like it is now. But then as I, get excited about something, or I get familiar with someone, then things change a lot, which I've also been told before too, is that I have many different ways of speaking depending on who I'm talking to, which is how most people are, but apparently it's to the point where it's very noticeable. So that's just something a little quirky, I suppose. Maybe sometime, if I ever do kind of like, a vlog or something, I'll speak how I generally speak. And you guys can see it, how different it is. But it's not really, it's very heavy and not at all conducive to relaxation. So I tend to curb it quite a bit. There we go. There we go. All right. So now we have the bottom of the fish done. I think, let's see, around the eye needs to be done still. And it's dark and it's yellow, and then the circle around there is kind of it's almost like a brown, maybe a dark gold. I think we'll do a dark gold. Oh yes, that's exactly it. That is perfect. Fill in a little more yellow for the eye. There we go, alright. I think I'm going to try to do a little bit of a second coat of yellow on the fish, just so it's brighter. I missed a stripe of blue here. There we go. Okay. So you can already see the fish is a little brighter on this part as compared to everything else. There we go. Alright. I'm going to shift a little bit. So much better. I'm actually sitting on the floor in my apartment because I usually film in my bedroom, but there's not really any sitting area in my bedroom. And the setup to make this would have been a lot harder than really it should have been. So I decided to just make this super casual. There we go. I wanted to kind of keep it to myself for a little bit, but while I'm here and we're just chatting here. So for one of the role plays I want to do here soon is, everybody knows the classic cranial nerve exam video, and I have not done one of those, and I think that when I hit 10K, I suppose not necessarily when, if I hit 10K, then I will do a cranial nerve exam video. And I have quite a few plans for it. I've actually started filming bits and pieces, and it's gonna be a lot bigger than just your regular old exam. So I'm really looking forward to that, and that's part of the thing I was kind of researching. As I've said before, I like to be thorough. Okay, we're almost done with brightening this regal angelfish up. I think at some point I may get some fish as pets. I really, really enjoy koi, and I would love to have a koi pond if I ever live in a house. But right now, as I just have my apartment, that's not really feasible. But I find them to be absolutely gorgeous creatures, and I love their connection to Japanese culture. There we are. Okay, I'm gonna brighten the tail. And there's actually some blue on the tail, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to put some blue on there. There we go. Yes, right there. Okay. Very nice layering. There we are. Awesome. Awesome. Looks great. Okay. So that's what we've got going so far. Let me see. Okay. So I think I'm going to do a little more this light blue in with the stripes. And then maybe we'll go darker again. Oh, so I haven't shown you guys. My boyfriend made me this earring. I've been wearing it quite a bit lately. He was showing me the beads that he had got, and I was really into it, and he had part of this already made. He said it was inspired by me. And so he made this for me. He makes jewelry, and he's really, really, really good at it. But it's been kind of part of me now, I guess you could say, because I used to wear a leaf, as many of you guys know, and I still do very occasionally, but this one's been part of me for a little bit. Okay, why don't we go? Alright, so I have this darker blue, and we're just gonna get the tops there, make it a little darker. There we are. I'm really excited for this fall. My mama and I got tickets to go see Pearl Jam in Chicago, and I got tickets to see Smashing Pumpkins in Chicago that same week. So I'm going with my friend to Smashing Pumpkins. We were really into 90s alt and grunge music back in high school together, and we knew we had to go when it was announced. I really enjoy Smashing Pumpkins, and so does she, and you know, it was part of my childhood. You know, of course they stopped making good music before I was born, but details. Okay, so let's go with this light blue again. Alright, and let's see if I have... No, not that one. Maybe that a little bit of a greener one, but I think yeah, I blended in a little bit. There we are. Perfect. Okay. So I hope wherever you are, you're enjoying what life has to offer right now, that things are going well for you. And if not, I hope that things will start going well for you, or, won't be as bad. I know we can't be 100% all the time, and you can't really enjoy the good things unless you have the bad. But I hope that your hardships are coming to an end, or lessening. And I hope that you can keep on keeping on. Here we go. Okay, so I think the fish is done. Now we have to color the outside, and I think I'm going to do this light blue for the sea. Oh, I guess it's kind of a green blue. That's okay. And then there's some rocks in the background. Let's go over that with an actual blue. Okay, so I've got the water, and let's see what I've got for earth tones. Adjust a smidge. There we go. So let's see. Got some earth tones there. So maybe I will do a little bit of this. Maybe a little bit of that. maybe something a little darker. This really makes me want to watch Atlantis: The Lost Empire, the Disney movie. I may have to do that today. I have it on DVD and on a hard drive. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So, some people that I've been watching lately a lot. I absolutely adore Crinkle11 ASMR. I find her to be like the queen of medical roleplays, and I don't watch ASMR videos on this channel. I watch them on my personal channel. So every time I want to like comment on there, but I know that nobody's gonna know who I am. You know, not that that matters, but just that, you know, I wanna show other creators that I support them, and I really just need to start doing that anyway. But yeah, I absolutely adore her and her videos. They've always been so ridiculously relaxing to me. Also, I've been watching. Been doing a lot of Heather Feather again lately. I know she just got 500,000 subscribers, and that is absolutely incredible, and I'm not surprised whatsoever. She's absolutely wonderful. Her and Gentle Whispering ASMR is what got me into ASMR in this community. There we go. Okay, something a little darker. And I really enjoy Ardra ASMR. I've been watching her stuff again lately. Psyche Truth, their channel I've been doing a lot. I love watching massage videos, and I always enjoyed Athena Jezik. I don't think she makes videos with them anymore, which is very disappointing. She was my favorite. And what else have I been watching? Oh, Scottish Murmurs, I believe it is. She's always done a great job as well, and I'm really into her videos. I find that her videos are very, I don't know, I find her so cute, and just, she just comes off as like a really, really cool, down-to-earth person to me. Like, she looks like somebody that you could have a drink with and talk about anything. I wish I had like a shit ton of disposable income so that I could like throw money at these people and, yes, queen, do your thing, do it, I will fund it. And I totally support, you know, supporting the people that you really enjoy and that you watch quite frequently. Especially if it means that they can create better content with better props, or that they, can support themselves and have more time to create videos. If you're consuming content quite often, it only seems fair to give back so that said content could be given a bit more oomph. Although, there are many of us that don't need that. They don't need to be funded or supported, and except for, just word of mouth and likes and subscribers and all of that. I'm just completely in awe of where ASMR has gotten as compared to, a 13-year-old girl watching videos on her cell phone, with something that just had gotten a name. And now, I'm 20 and adding to this community. I'm giving back a little bit. It's a wonderful experience. And I'm so humbled to be a part of it. I feel so privileged. There are good and bad things within every community, and I feel like, we're really trying to address these things, like with the demonetization and the jump in trolling and doxing. And speaking of, a viewer brought to my attention Jellybean ASMR's leaving her absence and why, and I still don't know how I feel about it. I feel so distressed with that happened to her, and that nothing could have been done. And I commend her for doing what she needed to do for her, because in the end, that's all we have is ourselves. And it sucks so bad that it got to the point where she needed to leave the community. And I know she helped so many people, but, your well-being comes first. And Lord knows, I've had my fair share of trolling and stuff, but, many people want to try to deal with it head on, and I take kind of the hands-off approach to that. If things aren't adding to anything, then I'll delete it. It is my channel. I can do as I please. It doesn't mean that I'm living in an echo chamber. It just means I don't have time for things that do absolutely nothing for anybody. But I have gotten that criticism quite a few times, and really, you do what you need to do. And deleting negative comments helps you sleep at night, then by all means. And if responding to them does, then by all means, just do what you need to do. Okay, my loves. We have a pretty much finished fishy picture. So the rest of these fish are Picasso fish, copper band butterfly fish, mandarin dragonette, that's my favorite, Harlequin filefish, red lionfish, yellowtail chorus, emperor angelfish, clown triggerfish, ornate cowfish. Look at this dude. That's a good time right there. Damn. Spotted seahorse, flame angelfish, sunset wrasse, seven-stripe frontosa. Hell yeah. Cloisonner's wrasse, blue-girdled angelfish, zebra turkeyfish. Someone had to look at this and say, yep, zebra turkeyfish. That's what we're gonna name that one. Looks like a type of lionfish to me. Common discus, queen triggerfish, threadfin butterfly fish, Achilles tang, harlequin tuskfish. Very interesting. Where's that zebra turkeyfish? Huh. So that's what that buddy looks like. That don't look like a zebra or a turkey to me. Whatever floats your boat, y'all. So let's put our colors away. Look at how many blues I used, my gosh. Alright. Thank you all very much for hanging out with me and spending this time with me. I appreciate it more than y'all know. So, if for some reason the lighting happens to be super off, or, I'm not going to find out till I go back and edit, but I have my light source right here. So, it probably got blocked once in a while, but I just use regular lamps, and I really need to invest in something better, but not quite feasible